What? Alright, I believe we're starting the class trial today. Oh, like right now. Yep.
You!
You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There, we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they are really convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then, please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your food...
Well then.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Makoto.
I just have to do all that, and apologies. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I don't need someone else. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. And Sayaka's honor, I'll scroll off, find out who the real killer is. As I raise my voice, try to give myself courage, I turn, trembling with anticipation towards the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The door was closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it just feel like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close, it's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone, find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. Big elevator, it is. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it would be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto everyone else. The air seemed to go heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. I forgot they say shit like that in this game, like in front of all the things. Set skills.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close.
Don't be a goddamn idiot.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a
question?
I
forgot. Class trials are fully voiced, so I'm not going to be talking much during this section, aside from like making little snippets. Before we move on and start the trial, I can ask a question real quick.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Oh, oops. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. We're glad to hear more. I would not, but I'll do it for you. As things progress through each non-stop class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried beneath those statements. What this means is that you have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets, basically truth bullets, just facts. Like these are your evidence, basically, is what truth bullets are. Evidence or facts or things like that you've picked up, or like testimony, stuff like that as well, that you found during your investigation. Reload it into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the white ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you select the options button, you can view the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Yeah, it is.
She didn't even have a
How do you fire?
chance to resist.
I definitely forgot how to fire it. If you're unable to spot, oh, you couldn't do that at the time. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, your argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color that you happen to notice. That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a potential weak spot. These weak spots are revealed in important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots, so when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward while holding down the circle button. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Yeah.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, and the murder took...
In the bathroom. So it seems the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have
How do you file?
a chance to resist.
Oh, I forgot in this game it's triangle, not that.
No, that's wrong.
It's triangle. In other games it's square, so I was confused. The only game was triangle. It confused the shit out of me. You see the other
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
So
Okay.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow.
No, sorry. I'm gonna try not to skip through this, but again, I've done this a couple times on China. I absentmindedly not think about it. Kitchen knife set. You get more of these options as it goes on. You can switch between them.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to skip through the dialogue or the voice acting because it's pretty good.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sorta see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not gonna change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Because I know damn well not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about not the baby for Whitey. Me controller died. Absolutely. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if it empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
No, that's wrong.
Because Aoi was in the dining hall.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier? Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl! Oh, and more importantly...
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no.
Just spit it out.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
I like it too.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
What? You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore. Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No! You're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Hold on. It's still too early because you see, if the room and until we unravel that little
Bewildering?
something was missing from the scene of the crime. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. As things advance further in the class trial, the hangman's gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the names from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and push triangle to shoot. If you shoot on the wrong letters, you'll summon damage to your influence, which is your health. If this gauge reaches 0 or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck, have fun. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be a crucial point. If you can just figure out what that something is.
Now I understand!
The answer is hail because it would be in my room. So why would I clean up
That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor!
Well, they're gonna explain it, but why would I clean up my own hair from my own room? If I was the one who killed it, it wouldn't make any sense. Why would I try to hide evidence of a room of the hair on the ground in the room I live in?
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
But are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember?
They broke the doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident
Yes. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up, but no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your health gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your health gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually logical contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, that's wrong.
Because it was my bathroom, so there was no lock on the door.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
I got it! The killer must not have realized...
What? Are you saying?
And yet, he's...
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom.
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions?
Oh, as a matter of fact...
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Yeah.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place. Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility? I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the word. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them and...
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words,
even if someone did, they would not have any...
It certainly would seem that way.
Sayaka and Makoto, but in the note, it specifically... I see. Then they would have gone...
Exactly.
The room that Makoto...
Yeah, it's like German.
No, that's wrong.
Oh wait, it kind of sounds German-esque.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got... switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you.
Right?
Okay, then...
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones, so the only other person besides—
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells she would only have written that if she—
But why would she—
She wanted someone to come to the room she was—
What?
Inviting someone to your room.
To understand, we first need to understand what happened. That's where the answer—
What happened then? Whoever she invited— We figured it out! We know—
But we still don't know who it is.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a—
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
I got it!
Has
All you have
gold
to
on
do
it.
is take a good look at her broke right there where her wrist is all swollen. It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating for— You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist.
I got it! Because she—
I see.
Alright, then it's about—
There's a bit more to learn.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the
Basically,
sword.
now you have multiple of these.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss My— So she grabbed the kitchen, but then the culprit took—
And they killed her with—
And that's exactly what happened.
When the fighting
Broke out the culprit, and that's when the first—
sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
But no, they hit him with the sheath of the wrist. The sheath of it instead of the actual sword.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Huh?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually—
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So the culprit came in, found the kitchen knife, then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew— So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword—
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka—
What? How the hell—
Because she never held the sword at all.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean.
How can you know?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice it's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword— There's really no way she could have picked it up.
Maybe she washed her hands.
Sorry.
Why do you say that?
No, that's not it. I got it!
The water was off.
According to the Monokuma file, in other words, at nighttime.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my—
You're no different.
I'm not—
An insult, obvious.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the— But hold on! If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen—
I got it! Sayaka?
But we already said that.
The person with the knife attacked first.
Then the one who had...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen...
Indeed.
Which brings up another point. Maybe the reason she wanted was so that she could pin the crime on
Sayaka!
That would also explain why she would switch she wanted to get whoever she had targeted, and by committing the murder there. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan...
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makotos. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing.
Plus, she was a totally forgettable kid.
Wait, then...
Holy shit!
But in the end, she launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her.
Just hold on! Because...
Hey! You're being soup. Wouldn't it be awful if I...
Oh, yeah.
Makoto, right if we can't uncover who murdered...
It's easy just to say, hey, decide, but there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues.
Do we really have time? Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna...
It's easy just to say, but there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong. There still might be one clue left.
Dining. Wait, what did you...
The dying message. 11037. Written in her...
Well, before we get... Can we really be sure that's...
I got it! Her left index, that could only be because she...
I see. She broke her right...
Sure. I think we... What the heck do those know?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a
No, that's not...
Of course.
Oh!
Huh? What?
No, it's just... Don't these first two... 1-1?
Ah, you're right. Looking at it now...
Whoa. You might have...
But even if that really is an...
Rotate the image.
Oh my god.
Huh? So, who...
Yeah, this is kind of weird because this is a clue that really makes sense in Japanese, because like that is not as obvious in Japanese, because would be like their like English. It's weird, but like I mean clearly it's, you know, if someone's name it's N037, it's probably, you know, Leon. It's definitely Leon. Yeah, it's a joke. It's a clue that really doesn't make a lot of sense in English, but in Japan, supposedly people actually struggled with it. But in English, I mean, you take one look at it, it's definitely like it's Leon.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery, if you turn the message, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
What? What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's... She wrote that message on the wall. In that position, she couldn't move, and when you look at it standing in front, try it for yourself if you want. Write something...
That sounds like one... I'm the killer?
If you're not the...
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
Yeah.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them, and to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood.
But one piece burned up.
And the killer didn't notice. Isn't that right, Lee?
What? But is one scrap of fabric and—
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right! There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone—
Are you finally starting to understand?
Yeah. I got it! If we look closely at how the
Oh yeah, you can't reach the incinerator with, and obviously you need the key to get it. So the killer had to be who?
Music changed. That's a different version of the Shattered Crystal Ball.
The key to the trash room? Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it.
So the only one, the person.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate—
Yes, you could.
What is it, some kind of glass?
Actually, it was supposed to be a—
But how?
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the— All they had to do was hit that switch.
Someone threw that—
Remember what you said before? Hifumi had the key was because the killer was able— Once they'd gotten the incinerator
Hey, come on!
All you have to do is look at the scene, the shards of broken glass. If the killer had been on cleaning duty—
Wait, no!
But the distance from the gate to the pinpoint accuracy you'd need to— Could someone really—
That's right!
They're difficult, absolutely.
Because he's the ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have—
You still wanted Makoto. Go ahead, and with that—
Listen to me! Say what you want, Leon. Now here's what happened.
Yes. Complete summary of the case. You have to reproduce the flow of events in the form of a comic book. As you notice, the comic was never pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided panels. A hint, you can get a hint with it. Yeah. So basically, you have to reconstruct the entire case. So the first one would be this. The killer entered. It'd definitely be this. Yeah, it's neat. First, I can technically with a knife or something in my room. I'm not sure about that one, so I'll wait on that one.
Here's exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, from what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending... She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then they grabbed the fake sword. During the struggle. And that's when she... Finding herself cornered. The killer went after her. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door... Sayaka knew about that because I told her. But of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed. But with what strength she had remained to keep the killer from noticing. And with that, was Sayaka dead? First, they took off their Then they took the lint roller. They wanted to make sure they got... Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash. They tried to burn the shirt, but the trash room was... So they came up with a plan to use... The killer managed to... For any normal person, that'd be... And that's because the crystal ball, which then having destroyed the final piece of that, but there was one part of the shirt the killer didn't notice. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply You went there to try and wash the blood out of seeing the ball?
So, Leon...
Do I Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of... Without evidence,
Well then, Makoto... When the kill... Instead...
I refuse to acknowledge... Stupid! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! Where's your proof?
This should prove it! The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, So the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very...
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Leon, would you the screwdriver?
Stupid!
And if you say you used it for something else...
And let me say I lost it.
Stupid!
So...
Then it would seem...
Perfect case. Let's go. Oh, I got a trophy.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready? You all have a lever in front. Oh, just make triple sure you vote for... Okay, who will be chosen as the black... What's it gonna be?
Who did you expect it to be?
Yahoo!
Huh? Hey, hold on.
But...
You son of a bitch!
I didn't... So...
None of you are any different!
I was just...
Hey, come on!
Oh, Byakuya. Yeah, he's a little suspect as well. Now that we're trapped here with no way out.
Why? No matter what happens...
Ba-bum, ba-bum. Phew!
That's enough. Calm down.
Ba-bum, ba-bum. Yes, indeed!
Honey? You mean... Wait a s... Yeah, that's it.
Is that okay? Do you understand?
So...
Oh.
Huh? Hey, Thrills, chills,
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey, come on!
Stop!
Now then, I prepared a
No!
Let's give it up!
No!
By the way, the reason I skipped the intro to this game, the intro is because it spoils this execution for some reason. I don't know why they did that, but it does. So that's why I skipped it. But yeah, he's about to get murked, basically. And there's a short way to say it. Do 1,000 blows. Yeah, that's probably the least painful execution in the series, honestly.
Extreme!
Woohoo, extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on? I can't take this.
it.
Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some sort of dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society kind of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting me through this?
Hey,
It seems you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like you're gonna put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying, what I'm saying, quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place? You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all of the mysteries of this school, your way of thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful that how we all got to get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I've said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overburdened by a nightmare turned reality. Or overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we just stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost all sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. Ugh. No one even tried to speak. The faces were stone, the voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear. Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me all by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me. You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her.
However,
even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she had used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. Even if she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why your plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure. Right. It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths, I can never do that. No, I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile. By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Man, that shit's sad. Chapter 1, to survive. Surviving students, 12. To be continued. You received the Despair Bat present. Yeah, definitely like the "oh, I'm psychic" thing was sort of like, it's a nice reminder. It's gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence had disappeared without a trace. It's just like he said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, no one wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. I had hiding a voice Sayaka and Junko's death. Kind of forgot she died, honestly. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go and get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So what happened? Was your room fixed up like you said? I imagine it would be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on.
Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? We're staying there with her scent hanging in the air. Well, that would just hurt just as much. Plus, I've decided I can't just turn away from her death. Makoto, hey, chew out. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If you're all together, I'm sure we can find a way out of it.
You got it!
It's for everyone to try to cheer up and get back on track. Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better? Huh? We were already working together and yet someone was murdered. Anyone could betray us at this point. Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when and not if the next one takes place. Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move.
Well...
But if he would get it as the mastermind, no one will have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy, like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
Are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Host Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, and then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed. Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great a risk.
So
then what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
No.
What?
No what? I don't want to live if I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else. Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different than us killing them ourselves. But
So,
if we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
So it would seem.
She's right. If you keep that kind of blame on yourself, you're turned into a full-fledged masochist. Chihiro, listen, you're not to blame, not you, not Leon, not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon, so don't waste your anger on yourself and direct it at the mastermind.
As such, soon the doors... Oh, it was totally obvious before that you were see you, don't see you. Now pay attention. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to order and stability. Okay,
yes.
Then.
It's a lighthearted game series. Well, it's not really lighthearted. It has a lot of like comedy-esque moments and a lot of like jokes interspliced with serious stuff. But most of the time, it's the overall tone of the game is actually incredibly dark. And this game's probably the most lighthearted one out of all of them. In that case, was also the most lighthearted out of all of them. It just gets worse. Also, if you thought that murder thing was complicated, of like you know, the of like, you know, Leon and Sayaka trying to kill Leon and Leon killing Sayaka, some of these cases get so incredibly fucking like bizarro, like what the actual fuck is happening? Like this, like, and some of them just don't make any sense. Sometimes it's intentional. Some of them you have to make some pretty weird ass gaps in logic, or not gaps in logic. It's just the things they expect you to think of, or just things that would be like would not be like that wouldn't happen. But you have to just accept the fact that it did happen.
Don't fuck with me.
Like there was a case in the third game. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but a major element of that case, I didn't expect the outcome of that one. Yeah, you probably would never get any of them. I mean that's not even a you're dumb thing. That's just it's designed to be very complicated. But there's a case in the third game where a major plot point of the case is someone got a katana and stuck it into an effigy of a human body and spun it around several times. Spun around because it was hanging, the effigy was hanging from the ceiling. So like a katana, and it spun it around several times. So then it would eventually hit the edge of a lock. That it would hit the edge of a lock and lock the door behind them while they were still in that room, without just locking it themselves, because that would leave behind fingerprint stuff, because there's fingerprint stuff in that game, which is like, what the actual fuck does this mean? Like, what? How would you ever think of that aside from just like wearing gloves? Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. Like you said, what? Lol. It makes no sense. Like that. To be fair, that is probably one of the worst. Because here's the thing. Like there's like ratings for the cases, right? That, you know, the people are like, oh, you know, there's something in every visual novel kind of puzzle game called third case syndrome, and it is actually real. Third case syndrome is that in every, like in Danganronping and Ace Attorney and Ghost Trick, like all of these games that are kind of similar to this, or not in like theme or concept, but like in genre, like a visual novel mixed with like a puzzle game, right? Every single one of them, the third case in all of those games are all so much worse than every other case in the series, which is really weird. Like this game, the worst case is the third one. The second game, the worst case is, well, actually the worst case in the entire series is probably 2-3, which is game 2, case 3. The worst case in 3 is 2-3, or 3-3. The worst case in game 3 is case 3. So it's like, it's really weird. In every single Ace Attorney game, the third case is typically the worst one. But also, one thing that is, I can't say it, I'll say it after we get to that case, but there's something about all those cases which kind of makes it weird. Because typically there are themes to the cases. Like the first one is typically like, you know, the first one is typically not a pretty like, I mean, all the first cases of the games, is that planned? I don't think so. I mean, they don't want a bad case in the game, it just sort of happens that it just happens to be that way. It's just an observation. But there's like, some of these games rhyme with each other. Like the third case has a similarity between all of them that started in this game. There's a similar element in this case in 1-3, which is this game 1, case 3, in 1-3 that is present in 2-3 and 3-3. But it's very weird because it's not like they can't get it right. The fourth case is typically considered, in all of these games, is typically considered to be like pretty good. I don't remember the fourth case in this game that well, honestly. I'm gonna be real with you, I really don't. I don't remember the fourth case in this game that well, but I remember it being, yeah, the fourth case in this game is pretty good. I've now remembered it. The fourth case in this game is pretty good. The fourth case, and this is just a Danganronpa thing, but the fourth case in the second game is one of the best. It's probably one of the best cases in the entire series. And 3-4 as well, and 2-4 and 3-4 are both exceptional cases. Some of the best in the entire series, which is weird. And then the fifth case, I will say this: the fifth cases in these games also rhyme with each other, kind of like the fourth cases do, or the third cases do. Pardon me. So the fifth ones also have a similar element, like the third ones do, but it's not the same element. They have one where there's always something that isn't present in the other cases, which is some part of the trial gets obscured to where you don't know what's happening. And in this game, I'm not going to say it because we're going to get to it. In the second game, 2-5, there's no way to find out who the killer is. The killer is basically up to random chance about who ended up killing the person, which is absolutely bizarre and really weird. Because typically, like, all the cases are sort of designed to fuck with Monokuma, sort of way. That typically all the cases are ways that Monokuma can't figure out an element of the case, and that's what makes it interesting. In the second case, he doesn't know who the killer is. You really can't, because it kind of solves itself for you. But the point is to, like, all these cases trick Monokuma. 1-5, 2-5, and 3-5. They all trick Monokuma. They're all cases where Monokuma doesn't know a piece of information, whether that is who the killer is, who the victim is, even, which is the third case. In the third case, you don't know who the victim or the killer is until the end of that case. Which is, like, I know that makes no sense, but that's how it is. And that case is also incredibly bizarre. But yeah, what time is it? It's 9:30. Okay. Chapter 2, Deadly Life, or Daily Life, excuse me. Not Deadly Life. Yeah, that's the second game. The second game is the one where you don't know that Monokuma doesn't know who the killer is. The third case is the one where you don't know who the killer or the victim is. The third game is the one where you don't know who the killer or the victim is until the end.
Okay, lift your arms up and down.
Oh, I kind of forgot about this. He makes you go and exercise.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way. Tighten those muscles. Let's.
Eventually. Yeah. Oh, I hope that wasn't sarcastically, but I didn't think so.
So?
Hey! Hey,
What the?
You guys? Very nice.
Okay, the way you're sounding it sounds not positive. Yeah, basically the second floor opens up. Then after every time a trial happens, the next floor of Hope's Peak opens up and you get more shit to do.
Could it be? I wonder.
Piece of shit!
Hey.
You hear me? Got it!
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Alright. So, basically what happened is they opened up the staircase to the second floor. Okay, yeah, so here's a classroom.
I see. Huh.
It's a library in here. Yeah, the more stuff opens up eventually.
Stop talking.
You know nothing!
Huh? I'm telling you!
Yeah, they're fucking just psychopathic. Stop clicking on that, thank you.
Indeed. Is that right?
Throughout the years, we've been committed to shaping the youth which want to shape the world. This is a letter addressed to Hope's Peak. We have a long and proud history as an institution with higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field. However, Hope's Peak now must lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. This history was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. I'd like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for their help and support over the years. For now, we are awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? The contents of this letter were quite interesting indeed. It would seem Hope's Peak has stopped functioning as a school, and judging by the amount of dollars the letter had, it doesn't seem to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I could say this letter could be at least a year old. So you're saying Hope's Peak closed down at least a year ago? Most likely the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance. But that would mean it would be closed whenever I got here just a few days ago. But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it'd be in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? But before I got here, I looked up online about the school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words,
that must have been all part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here. Someone who had a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming this letter is real.
However,
if it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already closed down. That would be a nice, simple solution, it's true, but then what about this other part? The decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, it's not the end. Lieutenant, we open our doors. What do they mean by serious issues? That's mainly why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now? The two events are in fact connected. Uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. Although I can't really say anymore until we find more details. So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. The mastermind's motive to figure out why. Would that be enough to get us out of here or whatever? Okay. It looks like a laptop. The laptop looks pretty old and it's all covered in dust. It's broken, it's rusting power, but nothing happened. It's broken, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world. If it's broken, nothing I can really do about it. What time is it? Yeah, probably.
Damnation! You know. Here we go.
Whew.
Just a second.
Oh, Makoto, hey, guess what? Guess what I found? A pool. There's a pool here. A pool. You don't have to keep repeating it. I got it. There's a ton of ice has to come in the locker room. Saku's gonna go nuts when she finds out. Yeah, you're right about that. He knows he's way more excited than usual. Looks like one of those lightsaber flotation donuts. There are a bunch of different pool-related items on the shelf. Is that a real gun? It's not like we're at war here, but I don't even need something like that here. Second floor's opened up the living, no one was going, the number of facilities not met. Whatever was doing, and I must admit things haven't made much more comfortable for us.
Do you understand?
If things continue like this, the occasional class trial may not be so bad. You're creepy as shit. The coins are things you can use to buy presents with to give to people to increase your affinity with them.
But... yeah.
Yeah!
Of course! Uh-huh.
But...
Pung, pung!
Yeah. Anyone who commits such a... So, only the boys' handbook can open up the boys, and only the girls can open up the girls. And he's saying anyone who sneaks in will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity. There's a gap.
Just a second.
Ha! I got it!
You cannot loan your e-handbook to another student.
Honestly, is that okay?
So,
Of course! Disgusting.
just the
See ya what?
Ah. You got it!
As for me...
I'm... Huh?
Yeah, probably.
Listen to me!
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Well... Quiet down it! You hear me?
Are you okay with this?
Yo. What? Hey, come... What? Stop fucking around! You piece of...
So then...
Nighttime, free time starts tomorrow.
Oh.
Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of solo hobby I can say I'm super good at. My grades are totally average too. My reflexes are okay, not great, not awful. I could get into a decent college where I'd make a few friends, maybe even find a normal girlfriend. That's exactly why I don't like who I am. I understand that now. My life is just one giant copy-paste. I don't have any imagination. I'm a perfectly average cardboard
You
cutout.
see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
Based. Ding dong, bing bong. The new rule about loaning your 8 handbooks out, yeah. Go to breakfast. Oh my god, I hate you.
Hey, Makoto.
Morning, everyone
yo,
here.
yo.
Nope, still waiting on Byakuya and Taka. Byakuya's probably been talking later yet. Knowing Taka, I imagine he's trying to get the King of Tardiness up and out of his bed. I'm sure they'll be here soon enough. You just reaction. I didn't say shit. I have no mind waiting for the most one problem, which is I am thirsty.
Hey, come on.
How the hell is that a problem? But for me, would you make me some tea? Huh? Milk tea, if you please. Why me?
Let's see.
Your roundish figure reminds me of the owner of the coffee shop I used to frequent. That's your reason?
This is fine.
I can feel my throat drying out quickly, please. Okay.
There's no...
Oh.
He's a simp.
What?
Yes, indeed.
She's a fucking freak about tea and coffee.
Well, you little bitch.
Say what?
Huh?
Huh? I think maybe... Listen to me!
What's your...
Well then.
Byakuya has left. Also, tell me when it gets to 10. Because I'm not checking. He is a little suspect. I believe he's just vibing in the library, but I could be wrong. Okay.
Hey,
I'm fishing. What does it look like I'm doing? I'm trying to read.
Oh, wait, what are you doing here?
Who asked you to do?
Because we're all...
Can't I get a second's peace and quiet around here?
Yo!
Well... Well...
Naturally.
Byakuya's being a dickhead.
Damn you!
Are you okay with this?
I see.
Actually... Is that okay?
So, in other words... What? Natural.
Just a second!
Not possible.
You son of a... What? Piece of sh...
Don't make me...
Isn't it one?
That's enough.
Oh!
No.
What?
It's hard. Huh? But...
What? Come on.
Stop fucking around. Piece of sh...
What?
You son of a bitch.
Just a second!
Piece of shit!
Not possible.
Shit.
Goodbye.
But... don't fuck with...
Anyway...
One moment, sorry. Okay, geez, I'm tired already, but I don't have time to even take one day off and get myself going. It's not busy too, alright, well. I'm still gonna have time to save here, so I just want to get through this free time as fast as I can. Go, go. Okay, I guess she's not in now. Who is in here? Celeste, I will talk to you.
Did you need something? This is fine.
I don't have any presents. When's the dating start? Well, not. I mean, you don't exactly date people. It's just you become more friends with them. There's like implied romantic stuff, but it's not really dating exactly. Because I don't think they would let you date someone just for them to get murdered.
Indeed. Indeed. Actually, is that okay?
No, I mean, I'm serious. Some people you do just become friends with, and then some of them you just get, like... It's just, some of them there are implied romantic connotations, but you don't really become, like, friends. Like, you don't really date anyone explicitly, because that's how it works.
Well... I hope you are well.
When I get with Kyoko. Absolutely.
It's true.
Not really, no.
Hey.
Of course I'm scared being trapped in this insane
Correct.
school. Oh, that's good. That's
So...
good. Fear is proof that your imagination is functioning. Frankly, I feel bad for anyone who can't feel fear. Without imagination, you can never deduce which action to take next. What about you? You seem totally calm. You don't act afraid at all.
Wrong.
I'm scared too, of course. I simply hide my emotions. There's no advantage to be gained from letting others see how you feel. You hide, huh?
Correct.
What I mean is, I'm not as foolishly open as you are. Foolishly
Listen.
open. Also, the fear I experience is a little different from yours, I imagine. Huh? What do you mean?
So...
You're afraid of what you might lose,
Correct.
right? But I'm afraid of what I've already lost. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I know.
Goodbye.
And then she just fucking leaves. I'll do one more day of free time and then probably finish it up. Or whatever happens tomorrow. I don't think anything especially happens tomorrow, but don't worry about it. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
As such,
What? Did you ask a question I didn't answer it or something? Because if so, I apologize. Ding dong bing bong. Oh, I'll probably do one day of free time actually, because I think something does happen today. So another beautiful day. She reminds me of me. I don't know you incredibly well because I mean I've not met you formally, but I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's like kinda like but.
For serious. You hear me?
Huh?
Count on it!
What?
It can't be. You!
Oh. Oh. Ah.
What? Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Huh? What?
Huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yo.
Thank you. But...
Just a sec.
You know?
Thank you.
They're doing whatever the fuck. Alright. These skaters starting to grow on me. I know, dude. They're good. They're great. Alright, that's probably a good time to stop for today, though. I mean, we got through a bit. We got through an entire trial, and into the middle of free time of the next one. Tomorrow, I know I say tomorrow, but I mean the next time we do this, if we have a longer session that's longer than an hour and 40 minutes. Like I'd say if we had 3 hours the next time we did this, we could probably finish the next case. Like get on to chapter 3. But I mean, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. I'm just saying, like, you know, these 3 hours. I can say we could probably finish it up in 3 hours because I know what to do. Like normally it would take you a lot longer than that, but because I know what to do, I could get to it fairly quickly. Because I know like exactly what to investigate, exactly what to say in the trial. No, not 3 hours for free time. I mean 3 hours to get completely to the next case. To end this period of free time, someone dies, investigate their death, go through the trial like we did today with Sayaka and Leon's. That's a lot of free time for me. Well, yeah, I'm just saying I'm saying that's roughly how long the cases are going to be. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm incredibly sorry, but I'm saying that's how long it should take. So I'm saying if you know some free time gets made, I'm not saying you have to. Actually, don't, because don't. This should not interrupt literally anything else you are doing. But what I'm saying is like literally anything is more important than this. But I'm saying like that's typically how long this next case would take, considering we're already into the free time for it. And I don't think this trial is that long either. The investigation is long, but the trial isn't that long. It absolutely is. Literally doing anything else is more important than doing this. Homework, shower, spending time with Aaron, literally anything else. But it is now 10. I should probably go eat something and then bop off. I mean, you know, maybe you work tomorrow, it's probably not that then, but like, you know, I don't know, hour and 30 minutes, and we probably get to the trial phase tomorrow, if you are down. See ya. Yeah. I'll still be up or whatever if you, or whatever the fuck you're doing. I'd love to keep talking to you. See ya.